We interviewed Dana, and he said he does not hate you. So that's good, right? We got that out of the way, right? Mm-hmm. He does not hate Jake Paul.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't hate him either. I just want him to pay fighters more. You know, now that the company is making billions of dollars a year and the fighters are only getting 15% of it, that's really where all of it stems from, is wanting higher fighter pay and long-term health care for the fighters. And then obviously we've gotten into these exchanges that like muddies the purpose of why I've argued with him. But you know, he throws out the fights are rigged, he's on steroids. Then I say something back about him being bald and ugly, and then it gets like too messy, and then we start going back and forth. Yeah, and then it's just like stupid, and then it's just like entertainment. But then like the message of why I started picking out, he started the beef by saying like, oh, Ben Askren's going to wipe the floor with him, and saying all of that. I think it was actually on this show where he bet like $1 million. That's kind of like where the feud started.
What was it? What kind of characteristics did Ben possess that make him think that, make Dana believe that he could win? Have you ever won a fight before?
Ben? In MMA, he was very, very dominant. But yeah, like I think people just, at that point in time, I hadn't beaten a real fighter. So there was still like a lot of questions unanswered. So I think Dana just had full belief that any fighter, real fighter, could beat me. And then after I win, he discredits me. And that's really where the feud kind of erupted from. I don't know him as a person, you know. I don't know how he is. I just think that his fighters, the fighter minimum in the UFC is $12,500. It should be at least $50,000. If they made it $50,000, that would change the smaller fighters' lives in a big way. They wouldn't have to work other jobs. They could afford gym fees. They could afford the proper food. Right now, they're working other jobs, barely scraping by. And if they change the fighter minimum to $50,000 per fight, it would only cost the UFC $20 million per year. But that $20 million would be going into the smaller fighters' pockets, and it's the world of a difference. Meanwhile, they're making $3 billion.
50, in what period make the 50?
50,000 just for per fight. This is why I've picked this fight with him, is because if they're not guaranteed these fights, by the way. So if you're a small fighter, it's like random, and then they're like, oh, you have to do this fight to keep your UFC contract alive. Here's this fight. It's $12,500, and you might only fight once or twice in a year. So yes, that's why they have to work other jobs. And to me, that's crazy. If they at least get one fight a year for $50,000, then they could just focus on that, and it's going to make the sport a better place. More people training full time. You know, like their skills are going to be advanced. It's going to be more exciting fights, and it's such a small expense for them that would seriously like change the game. And I've said I'm down to fight someone in the UFC as long as you don't even have to pay me. Just change the fighter minimum from $12,500 to $50,000, and to me it's easy. No long-term health care, all of these things. At first, what he's done for the sport is incredible. Like kudos, we all appreciate it. We love MMA, but now that this sport and this league is the most profitable league in all of sports, pay your fighters more than 15% of the revenue.
Well, you know, life is about, and no one likes me to hear that. Life is about numbers and pimping and hoeing. You know, we as the fighters, we're the whores, and the promoters.
No, it's true.
No, I feel it.
No, it's true.
Fighters, athletes are nothing but whores.
Wow.
No, it's true.
Definitely fighters. You know, maybe not the football players because they get paid. Fighters, when you first start, I didn't get paid for 3 fights when I first started fighting pro.
Yeah, when I met Amanda Serrano, and her record at the time when I met her was like 38-1, 37-1.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, I'm getting like 8,000 for fights, and then like
in your pocket.
I fought like
I know. I got 8,000 in my pocket.
She's like, yeah, she's like, yeah, and then I fought like last year for like $500, and I was like,
oh shit,
are you serious? And so me and Nikisa were like, all right, we should pay this girl for this card the most she's ever been paid just to do this fight on our card. And boom, like that started a change in just on the woman's side of things, giving her the biggest payday, then continuing to do that, and then getting her up to 7 figures, getting her in $1 million payday. And now the women are just getting paid more and more and more, and that's how it should be.
What's your company? From what I'm hearing, you want to start your own promotion company? You want to have your fighters and everything?
Yeah, I have Most Valuable Promotions, and we're just slowly growing it. Right now, we're up to 5 fighters signed, 4 or 5. Ashton Silva, Shadeja Green, Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, I saw the
Javon.
Shadeja Green fight before already.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Black chick, right?
Yeah. Beast, the sweet
Strong,
Terminator.
yeah.
Yeah. Super strong, slick, super exciting fighter. And we're trying to get her to challenge for the WBC belt. Then she's going to work her way into a fight with Clarissa Shields. And that'll probably be
That's gonna be cool.
the second biggest, or the first. It might beat out Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, but that'll be another massive, massive women's boxing event. So we're excited for that. And just growing the roster, we signed Juana, the kid from Euphoria. He's been boxing his whole life. Before he was an actor, but he has like almost 15 million followers across all of social media, and he was the biggest unsigned boxing star. So we signed him to Most Valuable Promotions. He's still an amateur, but he's 17 years old, and he's going to be a massive, massive star. He's slick, got all the skills, the charisma, the built-in following, the engagement. So we're excited about him.